Okay, so prepare 7. This is for advanced B2 students. So that's students that are looking to go to the first certificate exam pretty soon, or at least at the end of this school year. We're starting with topic 1, always the best place to start, and quite a difficult start. You have to, at this level, really know the difference between the simple, continuous and perfect tenses in both present and past, right? And these, well, they always cause problems, don't they? You know, particularly the perfect tenses, but not restricted to that. Let's have a look then at the explanation of present perfect that we have here. It says, we use the present perfect with has or have, right? The verb have, plus the past participle for events which happen sometime before or up to the present if we do not mention when they happen. Very important. If you mention when something happened, that is in the past. It is in a finished time. So you have to use a past tense. We use the present perfect because we're trying to connect something that happened in the past with its consequences or how it affects the present moment, right? So we often use it with still, and yet, and just, and already, before, ever, never, the first time, the second time, since and for, which can be confusing to talk about how long something has been happening for, right? So all of these words. Right, let's have a look at some examples. So, they still haven't repaired my bike, right? So I took my bike to the shop yesterday, I rang them today, and what's the situation now? They still haven't fixed it. They still haven't repaired my bike, right? If they have repaired it and it's fixed now, that's something that they did in the past, and here's the result. The result at the moment is my bike is still in the shop because they haven't fixed it yet. It still isn't fixed. It still isn't repaired. I've just had lunch. Consequence, I'm not hungry now, right? I have just finished having lunch, right? I've just had lunch. A little bit strange, that one, for speakers of other languages, I know. They have never eaten spicy food, right? In their life. They're not dead yet. This time hasn't finished yet, right? They could still eat spicy food at some point in the future if they're feeling adventurous, but they haven't eaten spicy food ever. They have never eaten spicy food, right? We haven't seen him since last week. We're worried because last week was the last time, and since that time we saw him last week up until now, we haven't seen him in that time, right? They haven't repaired my bike yet. It's the same sentence that we read a couple of minutes ago. The plane has already left. Where is the plane? I'm supposed to be getting on a plane. Where is it? It's already left. It's gone. It doesn't matter when it went. We just know that it happened before now. And the consequence is you have missed the plane. You're not going to get on it. It has gone. It is not here, right? Have you ever ridden a motorbike in your life up to now? Have you ever done that? Is that something that you have done? I need to know because I need to know what experience of a motorbike you have. Have you ever ridden one? This is the first time I have tried this dish. Up until now in my life, I have never tried this food, which I am about to try now. So this is the first time that I have experienced this, right? It's the first time I have tried this dish, right? For one reason or another, past perfect is not so difficult to understand at least for Spanish speakers. They seem to get this one more quickly, right? It's one that is used more consistently when you translate it. Let's see. So let's say we use the past perfect for events which happened sometime before a point in the past, right? Like the present perfect, we often use it with still, yet, just, already, before, never, ever, the first, the second time, since and for. Okay, so the past perfect is to say, well, there was this situation in the past. What had happened before that? right? So let's have a look at some examples. I phoned the shop, but they still hadn't repaired my bike. Have they repaired it now? Yes. But when I phoned them yesterday, they hadn't repaired it, right? So it's with the verb have, but in past, so had or had not, and the verb in participle, the main verb, okay? I had just had lunch. I had just had lunch. So I didn't go for a swim. Why didn't you go for a swim? Well, because in that moment, just before that moment, I had had lunch. So that's why I didn't swim, okay? They'd never eaten such spicy food, but they really enjoyed it. Until that point, when they ate that food, they had never in their lives, up to that point, eaten food that was so spicy, right? We hadn't seen him since the previous week and were very relieved when he turned up. So we were worried in that moment because it had been a week since we had seen him. But then when he arrived, we felt very relieved. No, oh, thank God, there he is, you know. That's how we felt. But we had been very worried. We hadn't seen him since the previous week, since the week previous to that moment when we were feeling worried. Past simple is very simple. It's what happened, and because of the context or because directly in the very sentence we mention when the thing happened, right? So we use the past simple with regular form, no verb plus ed, or an irregular verb in its past simple form. For completed events in the past which answer the question when. So you should know from the context when the thing happened, right? I visited China twice last year. I stayed there for 3 weeks. I swam every day last summer, right? These are things that you did at a time in the past, right? Practice. So what we're going to do here is we're going to have a look at an exercise which asks us to put, what does it say? Complete the answers with the correct form of the verbs in the brackets, the present perfect, the past perfect, or the past simple. So let's see if we can see that well enough. Well, that doesn't seem to be working particularly well. Let's see if I can... how well can that be seen? Not great, eh? I can make it a bit bigger. Like that. Yeah, that'll have to do, I guess. Anyway, let's have a look. I guess I'll just write it. I'll just write the answers and see it better. Okay, so first question, it says, where did you get the idea for that painting? I want to do a landscape that look like a place no one's seen before. So where did you get that idea? So at the time, what did I want? I wanted to do a landscape that in that moment that looked like a place that up until that point when I did that painting, no one had seen before. I think that looks good. Okay, so number 2. How old were you when you started learning the guitar? Well, I think I'd be 11 because I already start secondary school. So I think in that moment I was 11 because, why? Because, well, before that moment I had, or when that moment came, I had already started secondary school. I'd already started secondary school. Good. Right. Now, number 3, last one here. What do you think of my car? What do you think now of my car? I never see anything like it. Where find you it? Well, in my life until now, this is my first impression of your car, I guess your new car. I've never seen anything like it. In my life up to now, I have never seen anything like it. Where find you it? Where did you find it? Where did you find it? Right? Okay, we finished that. We finished that first exercise. Good. So, what we're going to look at now are a few more tenses, the explanations for them at least, and then another exercise. So, what have we got? We've got present continuous and past continuous. Now, you really should be able to dominate these two tenses at this level, really. Present continuous, what do we use present continuous for? Well, in this unit, all we're using present continuous for is to talk about things, events which are happening now, or for temporary or changing situations, or to express annoyance with the word always when you're angry about something. So, for example, he is making coffee. That is what's happening right now. The price of coffee is going up. That's a process, a thing that is changing over time. My brother is always borrowing my phone. That's something that I find very annoying, right? Good. So we're going to have a look at past continuous, which is very similar. Past events which are happening at the same time, for events happening around the time of another past event in the past simple. So, yes, if you've got two things that were happening at the same time, no, simultaneously, we're going to use past continuous in the sentence. Also, if we have a short event which interrupts a longer event that was happening at the same time, then we're going to mix past simple and past continuous. No, so, for example, I don't know, the phone rang while I was having a shower. No. Good. With always to express annoyance, to say something was annoying, for temporary or changing situations, and for plans which didn't succeed or were changed later. So we have some examples here. It says he was making coffee and I was opening the biscuits. Two things, two actions that were happening at the same time as each other, no, simultaneously. I was opening the tin when I cut my finger. So this is what I was doing. I cut my finger when I was opening the tin, no? That's what I was in the middle of doing, the action that I was in the middle of doing when I cut my finger, right? Good. My sister was always borrowing my phone. That is what I found very annoying about my sister. You know, she was always taking my phone. She was always borrowing my phone, no? Okay, we were staying at the Grand Hotel before we found this house. So that was a temporary situation at the time until we found this new house where we're living now. We were staying at that hotel. Good. They were hoping to win the election, but no one voted for them. Right, so that's the plan that got changed, right? We were hoping, but it didn't work out, you know. Okay, good. Practice then. We're going to have a look at some sentences here. I think you should be able to see them all just about, more or less. There. Yes, I think they just about fit in, all of them, don't they? Anyway, so what we have to do is match the sentence halves. Yeah, there we go. And it says, we want to move house because A, B, C, D, E, F. Yes, I can see why they want to move house. Because the traffic is getting so bad around here, no? Whoop. Hang on. There we go. Yeah. Okay, number 2. I'm taking sandwiches to school this week because temporary situation. This is why I'm doing it. Because the kitchen is closed for repairs. No? Fairly simple exercise, this one, I think. Number 3, my brother was sailing around Ibiza while his school friends were doing their exams, so there were two simultaneous actions. I think I know who was winning there. No? Sailing round Ibiza, amazing. Millionaire. When my parents got home, we were all eating pizza in the kitchen. That's what happened, or that's what was happening. When my parents arrived, we were all sitting down eating pizza. Yeah, good. Okay, good. Number 5, I want to get a new phone because I was planning to take... because I just continued reading. I want to get a new phone because this one is always crashing, I think. No? Yeah, absolutely. It's crashing. We normally use that word with computers. I think maybe with your phone, what would you say? It keeps freezing, keeps breaking. It's not working. I think crashing is more with your laptop or your computer, whatever. But, okay, whatever, I understand. And number 6, I was planning to take a holiday after my exams, but what happened? Let's see. The plans changed. I didn't have enough money. And I think we're pretty much finished for today's class. I'll see you in the next one.